on venait d'arriver dans la maison de Lara et Max et je voulais un petit peu explorer, découvrir un peu le monde avant de passer à la suite du scénario. Donc on va regarder un petit peu comment ça se passe ici.
This kitchen size is proportional to my cooking skills, so it's rather small.
Oui, c'est un drôle d'endroit pour avoir une cuisine. Juste à côté de la porte d'entrée. Et juste entre un escalier et la porte d'entrée, c'est spécial. Alors, quoi d'autre? De belles étagères, modernes.
I bought him that book for his last birthday. I don't think he ever looked at it, though. He always procrastinated with everything. I'll leave it here for now.
Ouais. Qu'est-ce qu'on a d'autre?
Batteries in most remotes last for months. Ours is the exception to the rule. Let's see what's on TV.
According to the latest news, the earthquake that hit the town is the worst since the infamous Loma Prieta in 1989, taking more than 30 lives. Today, the mayor met a subway driver. The driver of the incoming train, fortunately, was able to stop the train and prevent the collision.
Je sais pas si c'est très important. DVD avec un film de 3e catégorie.
Two of Steel. That movie experiment really wasn't a success.
Un film de série B.
Max used this. I'm in no mood to take it.
J'ai rien raté? Non. Qu'est-ce qu'on a d'autre?
Max wanted to pack the crayons for the trip, so he put them here to be sure not to forget them.
Et du coup, il les a oubliés.
I'll leave it here for now.
Bon, apparemment, elle a envie de rien prendre. Hein?
That's me. Max always wanted to paint me nude, but I felt too ashamed to let him paint it complete with my face. I was wrong. Now I regret it.
Qu'est-ce qu'on a là?
I don't know if this really can help you relax. It's more of a toy. I don't think I need that now.
Bon, je peux rien prendre,
The
c'est ça?
paper cutter is almost new. It has all its parts and it's razor sharp. As a child, I inadvertently cut the hand of our neighbor's son with something similar. It haunted my dreams long after that.
Non, on peut quand même prendre des trucs.
These papers contain information about Cape Town, but I forgot to take them with me. Computers, laptops, netbooks, smartphones, and when I need to compute something, I use this prehistoric piece anyways. Perhaps I'm nostalgic. I'll leave it here for now. I mostly use my laptop. When I find the time, this desperado will end up at some junkyard.
Ok. Qu'est-ce qu'on a d'autre?
When I started dating Max, I went on a shopping spree and bought a bunch of new clothes to look more sexy. But in the end, I wear the same old 3 favorite things anyways.
On ne se change pas comme ça. Hein.
I mostly have books about ancient Greek legends and Nordic mythology. Max's books are still in his uncleared flat, and they're probably going to stay there forever.
Ne dis pas ça.
My travel toothbrush.
Est-ce que je peux prendre ma brosse à dents?
I'll leave this where it is, and cleaning for later. Silent witness of my attempt to force Max to stop styling his hair using only his fingers. An unsuccessful attempt. I'll leave it here for now. It's only light reading I've prepared for lazy moments on the beach. We bought this toothbrush together before flying to Africa, in a shop with various novelties. It belongs to a set with another one, mine. Max used this. I'm in no mood to take it.
Ok. Ben voilà. Je pense qu'ici, on a tout vu. Ça, non.
One of those paintings that gives you the feeling that someone is watching you wherever you move. It's a bit unpleasant at night.
J'imagine. On a un petit jardin aussi? Un balcon. Oh, quelle pluie! C'est une horrible vue par contre qu'ils ont. Hein.
Rodin Cafe. During all the time I've been living in Lyon, I've only had one coffee at that cafe. It's a shame how little time I spend enjoying my life in France. I work all the time. They've been repairing that sign for maybe 2 months already. Now they only need to finish the foundation date. The old guy who works on that neon sign keeps his stuff in that cage from time to time.
Ok.
Grass is beginning to grow there. Someone should take care of it. In the morning when the sun rises, there's a beautiful view of the city from here. Just lean against the railing, look out, and slowly sip hot coffee.
En plus, c'est grand comme balcon. Elle aurait de la place pour mettre une table et des chaises, par exemple.
I don't suffer from vertigo, but I don't need to prove it by walking on a railing.
Est-ce que je peux en voir plus ou pas? Non, apparemment, c'est tout ce qu'on peut voir. On va monter à l'étage. C'est un peu un pléonasme.
The bathroom is almost empty. There are only a few necessities I've already unpacked.
Donc ça faisait pas longtemps qu'ils étaient dans cette maison, si je comprends bien. Toujours les tableaux bizarres, là.
One of his nightmares. His doctor insisted paintings were a good way to get the demons out of his head, but I don't understand why we had to see them every morning.
Ça fait un peu penser à l'espèce d'atelier mansardé qu'a appris Ryan dans son école.
This is Max's easel. He used it to paint most of his paintings in the last year. Max arranged it to get the best light possible. I shouldn't touch it because I'm just going to let it be. It contains Max's stuff from Cape Town. No, maybe I'm being silly, but I'm unable to muster the strength needed to unpack his things. Maybe later.
Ok. Qu'est-ce qu'on a d'autre?
Max really appreciated this award. He got it last autumn in Troyes. 6 out of 8 critics and more than 70% of the exhibition visitors voted for him.
Ah ben.
I don't think I need that now.
Où est-ce qu'elle va?
I left the sunglasses here because they really aren't needed outside now. I'll leave it here for now.
Pas de badge dans le lit. Un tableau pourtant.
To transport that huge monster back to France was no easy thing, but it's the last painting Max worked on. I couldn't leave it there.
C'est celle qu'il a faite quand on était à l'hôtel, sans doute.
In haste, I tightened the cord so tight that I won't ever be able to untie it. Every morning before I opened my eyes, I used to listen to him breathing next to me. I still do. I hope to hear his breath, the sign of it all being only a dream.
La pauvre.
Yes, I could lie down and stare at the ceiling while drowning in depression, but I've been doing that for way too long already. I have too much to do.
C'est en partie pour ça que je n'ai pas voulu qu'on donne notre démission, parce que je pensais que c'était une bonne idée qu'on reste active sur quelque chose d'autre.
Max bought this book because his psychologist recommended it, but I doubt he ever read it. The best therapy for him was painting. I'm really in no mood to clean up stuff used by Max. We used to store suitcases under the bed, but now it's empty there.
Tu es sûre?
No idea why I would do that.
Ok.
The first color image he painted after he got himself right. He still avoids colors for the most part, though. It's good that the toilet is here upstairs. Who would want to drag himself down the stairs in the middle of the night?
C'est clair. Bon, bah apparemment, c'est tout. Je vais aller visiter les autres endroits avant d'aller voir Zenzele. Voilà, ici. Et Alors, qu'est-ce qu'on a d'autre? Ça, on y était. On va aller au parc. Ah, c'est le parc de l'autre fois. C'est si loin. Enfin, je pensais que c'était juste à côté du boulot, mais en fait, c'est plutôt
An
loin.
old man used to sit on that bench feeding pigeons. I chatted with him many times without even knowing his name.
Je crois que c'est une référence au premier jeu. Bon ben, du coup, voilà. On peut aller faire la suite du jeu.
Madam is exhausted from the journey. You have to wait. Well, and that stuff around here. They're rare things, so try not to make fun of them, all right?
Sure, Jabali. I see our sympathies are mutual. Zenzele has really weird decorations here. Very valuable, but a bit morbid. Almost all that's shown here is somehow connected with death.
Mais ce jeu est morbide, donc bon, finalement.
It looks sharp. Judging by its height, it would perfectly fit Jabali. I can see deep slashes on it. It's obviously no dummy. I think that mask is on the cover of one of my books about ancestral African arts. Such oblong masks are common and popular souvenirs from Africa, but these are a bit rarer.
Elle s'y connaît bien, hein.
I can't say those things give me a pleasant feeling. All those African carpets are hand-woven and extremely durable, which is more proof that modern doesn't necessarily mean better.
Ça c'est sûr. Ce symbole sur cette statuette, on dirait le collier qu'on a donné à Max. Bizarre. Ah, il y a la lune là, il y a le soleil. Oh, j'ai déclenché quelque
Those
chose.
damn statuettes. Why did she leave them here? Does she want me to notice them? If it weren't for those statuettes, Max would... I shouldn't have listened to Renier. I shouldn't...
They say that anger and wrath are destructive. It was never true, and it's not true now. Anger is better than resignation. Such a flame may get you far, Lara, but you must control it. Let it burn only where it's needed.
That's why you invited me? Did I rush here only to listen to a lecture on good behavior? You know well why I've come.
Forgive me. I understand you're concerned with only one thing. I wish I had a good news for you, but it is not meant to be. They still haven't found Max's body, but nevertheless I brought you something, an amulet.
But that's his amulet. He had it on him.
Washed up by the sea. I'll give it to you, but I'd like to ask you for something. I want to help you, but you must believe me. Do you believe, Lara?
In what?
You know in what. Do you believe in Max?
How many days since he's been away? How often waking from dreams where all is as it was? Haven't I been tortured enough? Give me that amulet and I'll go.
The amulet is not an ordinary trinket. It's a powerful thing. A thing with its own story, with its soul. With a strong tie because it was given out of love. I know a ritual old and powerful that we may perform. We could summon his soul.
His soul? It means that he's dead?
Some things resist being described with the words of this world, my dear. We can't define all things, store them in a nice box with a tag. Is the color gray more white or black? So how do you decide?
Bah, moi, je pense qu'il est toujours en vie. Après, j'ai envie de savoir ce qui se passe si on fait son rituel, mais... Elle a quand même son collier qui est à son cou quand il a eu son accident. Pour moi, Il est vivant.
Do you expect me to sit at this table with you and play spooky games? Summon those souls of yours? But you won't find him. He's alive somewhere and will return to me. He'll come back to me when the right time comes.
Oh, that unfailing human fate. Great thing. Tell me, if Max was really alive, what if he's changed? Views, values that you shared. None of that is unchanging.
He couldn't have changed so much that I'd stop loving him.
Be careful with that word, my dear. Never is too powerful for someone who doesn't see far.
Ok. Il n'y avait rien d'autre à me dire? Je sais pas.
It looks functional, but I think it's been a long time since it was last used. Another depiction of Anubis. Zenzele's fascination with that dark deity is really alarming.
Ce masque est plus petit que les autres, mais il est tout aussi sombre que le reste. Est-ce que mon jeu est en train de bugger? Non. Alors... Est-ce que j'ai autre chose à voir? Les escaliers.
For someone like Zenzele, such a thing is invaluable. Although it looks like it wouldn't be a problem for Jabali to carry her anywhere.
Bah, comme ça, elle a un petit peu d'autonomie quand même. C'est mieux.
There's a vase with a face in the showcase. This kind of art is quite common in Africa. I'm surprised to see such an old black and white television here, when Zenzele is clearly not short on money.
Elle a pas l'air très branchée high-tech non plus, donc...
According to the latest news, the
Encore?
earthquake that hit the town is the worst since the infamous Loma Prieta in 1989, taking more than 30 lives. Today, the mayor met a subway driver. The driver of the incoming train, fortunately, was able to stop the train and prevent a collision with rubble, which surely would have ended in disaster. Thanks to his self-composure, a serious accident was avoided when the weakened tunnel caved in under Mission Street. His Republican opponents assert, though, that the gesture was only a PR stunt for the masses. They insist the mayor is only trying to provide a distraction from the inadequacies of the response to the disaster, even 3 weeks after the quake. Although the extent of damages isn't fully known yet, and insurance companies expect that their clients will continue to press claims for the next several days, the emergency staff has disclosed the first estimates, which indicate the damage to
Ok, bon.
property and town in
I certainly won't leave Max's amulet here.
Ah. Moi, je pensais qu'on était fâchés avec la madame.
He's suspicious and never stops looking at me. Despite his tailored suit, he's obviously poised and ready to react if need be. Strange name, Jabali.
Strange name, Larissa.
Touché. Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude.
Jabali, that is the present. The past remains in the grey dust of Nyanga. Together with that name, I no longer remember. And I don't want to. Do you know what Nyanga is? It was she who pulled me from that hell. A young boy who was skilled with a knife. She never asked what I'd done, what a mess I'd left behind. She's a saint, miss. What would I become without her? How shall I repay it all to her? She hasn't much time left. It's not fair.
I would say what you're doing is already enough, and I think she sees it that same way.
T'es un bon gars, Jabali.
Maybe you're used to manipulating people, but I recognize when someone's hiding something from me.
Now I don't understand you. What do you want from me?
Qu'est-ce que tu voulais? De moi? Pourquoi tu m'as fait venir ici? Juste pour me proposer de faire un rituel?
You know if Max is still alive, don't you?
You think I'm tormenting you willfully? If you hear the voice of one of those singers of yours from the other room now, does it mean they are there or not? It may be a radio, but doesn't have to be. Some questions just don't have a clear answer, not even for me.
D'accord. Donc tout le monde est confus en fait dans cette situation. Personne n'avance.
Who are you? I mean, really?
I'm an old woman from an old family who is not going to be here much longer. And maybe I sometimes see a bit further than others.
So it's voodoo.
Why do you need to know everything, to understand everything? Your own aunt has a gift that you can't explain. So you stop asking questions, but you still have it somewhere in your head.
Who told you that? Have you had Jabali get information about me?
That is enough.
Wait, she doesn't mean it badly. She knows it's not like that, doesn't she? But to allow you to sleep well, yes, Jabali found it out.
Ok, donc elle m'a fait surveiller.
She's old, really very old, and with those blind eyes of hers, she should look weak and helpless, but it's definitely not so. The aura surrounding her is almost tangible. It's a simple, plain bowl, but it surely is old and rare, much like everything here. Beautiful inlaid table. The board is quite worn. Whole generations have probably sat by it, considering how hard the wood is that it's made from.
C'est une jolie table.
I should take it. To hide it. Before he returns.
That amulet. Not many people know the true value of things. Only a few understand their true essence. The magic they hide in themselves. If you try to sell it, how much do you think you'll get?
I wouldn't sell it, never. He's going to take it back someday.
Sure, you wouldn't sell it. For anybody else, it would have value of maybe several hundred rands. But for you, you feel the magic, the fine spider web woven into it.
All he ever had, what he touched, has now a completely different value.
And moreover, what about the stuff he intentionally put a part of himself in?
Why all these riddles? Do you mean his paintings?
Maybe. A painting is a window to the soul, Lara. I think you would be silly not to look at it very closely. Maybe you will see his thoughts in it.
Let's stop it, okay? I don't really have the strength to talk about him anymore now, or about the accident.
Fate is not an accident, Lara.
I'll take that amulet with me until Max comes back.
Ok. Bah, je m'en vais maintenant. Ou je vais regarder mon amulette.
This is Osram Ne Nesorma, the star and the moon, two inseparable lovers who wander through the night together forever. My gift to Max.
Ok, bon. Allons-y. Pas trop ce que je suis censée faire, peut-être rentrer chez moi, regarder mes peintures.
Zenzele is probably right. I should try to find out what Max was thinking before he disappeared.
Qu'est-ce qu'on a dans notre petit journal? J'ai de nouveau l'amulette que j'avais achetée à Max au Cap. L'étoile et la lune. Est-ce que Max est vraiment mort? Je ne peux pas le croire. Et je ne peux pas et je ne veux pas le croire. Et Zenzele, j'ai l'impression qu'elle en sait beaucoup plus que ce qu'elle en dit. Joue-t-elle avec moi? Je dois être prudente avec elle. Oui. Alors, je suis censée regarder les dernières affaires de Max. On a ça et on a les valises en haut.
We bought this toothbrush together. I'll leave it here for now.
Ok.
I'm really in no mood to clean up.
Mhm. Bon. Est-ce qu'on va directement aller chercher les tableaux, peut-être? Où ça?
No, I won't open the suitcase yet. Maybe later. Much later.
Ok. Alors ça, peut-être?
In haste, I tighten the cord so tight that I won't ever be able to untie it.
D'accord, bah, je sais pas trop ce qu'on veut faire d'autre.
I
alors.
don't think I need that now.
Ah oui. On va couper.
Max's last painting.
Oh. Quelle horreur.
Oh my god! What was that? Am I losing my mind?
J'avoue, c'était effrayant.
Damn! Durand.
2 hours for lunch, glass of wine, pause for a game of petanque. So who would bother answering the phone? Let it ring, there's no hurry.
Yeah, on top of which we'd spend most of our time here watching TV series about how you in the States do everything the right way.
Aren't we a bit cheeky, Durand?
You know I had a good teacher. Kira, it has been ages since you last called me. What are you doing? How are you? I'm so glad to hear you again.
Couldn't be better. Well, I'm alive at least. In any case, I've got an interesting report here from your department. The analysis of that incident from Mission Street. You know what? It's not that bad.
You're calling me from the States only to tell me that the report's not bad?
Well, in fact, it's quite good. I'd even say excellent, but someone might take it personally.
It's teamwork.
My God, you're still so naive. Save that for Renier. It was the two of us who destroyed the southern smuggling route. It's only thanks to us. Those art pieces from Russia and China aren't in someone's living room now. Who else would recognize your thinking if not me?
It's the past, and you've never gone digging in the past. Push on ahead, that's the hardy Irish girl. So, what do you really need?
I want you here. I like your deductions. My boss likes them too. He's already booked a flight for you. You'll see the Golden Gate and maybe save 3 lives. So?
Normally I would decline, but I'm interested in that case. Really interested. And if you put it that way, I've got to talk to Renier.
Why? We've already got her consent and your air ticket is booked. See you at the crime scene.
Kira, you...
Comme ça.
In your current case, his paintings are suddenly being mentioned. A phone call from an old friend? Isn't it strange how things from the past shape our future? How the past sometimes sends us on a journey into the unknown. Right now you wonder whether going down this road is a mistake. Whether the answers at its end are those you want to hear. But it's too late now, Lara. Too late to turn back.
Chapitre 3. Cacher et chercher.
I saw a lot of places on my way here heavily damaged by the earthquake. It isn't so bad here. The cheap suburban houses are the worst damaged, as usual.
Bien, sur ce, je vous propose d'arrêter l'épisode ici et de reprendre la prochaine fois. À bientôt!